In a nutshell, Vayeshev is saying, your dreams don't care about your family's or friends' comfort level, but how you share them does. Yosef, or Joseph, is not only Daddy Jacob's favorite son, he is quite the big dreamer with visions of grandeur. And, more than that, his dreams weren't the least bit subtle. With no filter between his head and his mouth, he announces, "Hey, brothers, guess what? You're all bowing to me." Predictably, this goes over about as well as vegan brisket at a yeshiva fundraiser. Dreams from Hashem Yosef has in abundance. Wisdom from that same source is still lacking, mostly due to youth and inexperience with the ways of family dynamics and the world he lives in. If you've got a big destiny, it's rarely going to make everyone around you or closest to you comfortable. People who can't see what you see will interpret your vision as arrogance or egocentric until the day it's actually fulfilled. What will Yosef eventually learn from this as he sits one day in that Egyptian prison? Don't shrink from your heavenly ordained mission. Just try to avoid rocking the family boat or that of your employer. Another takeaway from this sidra is that favoritism will burn down a household faster than a menorah with a gas leak. Jacob gives his openly favorite son Yosef that flashy coat of many colors and basically puts a giant flashing neon sign over the kid, "Most favored child." Shockingly, the siblings develop, let's just say, feelings, and not the good kind. Even the holiest families can torpedo themselves with emotional blind spots. Leadership requires fairness, or resentment will bloom like mold in a damp basement. Will Jacob learn from this mistake in parenting? We'll find that out in a later Parsha. One thing is for certain from this week's Parsha. Communities fracture when leaders nurture favorites instead of responsibilities. Another thing that Yosef and we will learn is sometimes the pit is the beginning, not the end. Yosef goes from favorite son to the pit to being sold into slavery to responsibility in the house of Potiphar, then into prison for a crime he wasn't guilty of, which leads to his rise to the brink of greatness as the second in power only to Paro, Pharaoh, in Egypt. Those pit moments of life, the betrayal, loss, sudden downward spirals, are often the exact setup for transformation. The Torah doesn't hide the ugly steps on the path to destiny just because Hashem knows we humans love tidy stories. But life isn't always tidy. Real growth? It's messy, disorienting, often unfair. Remember this untidy story when you're in the pit. Check your pockets. Hashem may have slipped the seeds of your next chapter in there. Torah says, "And Hashem was with Yosef." The text says this about him while in slavery and in prison, not when he's in his fancy Technicolor couture. Nope, only when he's knee-deep in adversity. Hashem's presence in our lives isn't always about comfort. The holy presence is about purpose. If Hashem is walking with you through disaster, it means you're heading somewhere worth going. The Sidra takes a little side plot with a punch. One of Yosef's brothers, while everyone has presumed Yosef to be dead, focuses for a moment on Yehuda and Tamar. The Torah takes this sudden detour to give us a scandal that would make HBO blush. But it's not random. It shows a man confronted with his own failings who actually changes. That is one reason why Yehuda, or Judah, is chosen or identified by his father Jacob during the handing out of blessings to his sons, to be the lineage from which the Mashiach, the Messiah, would one day come. Judah was a man with a heart directed toward teshuvah, just like his descendant, Melech David, would one day be. His example teaches us that greatness isn't about never screwing up. It's about owning it, adjusting course, and saying, "Yeah, that one's on me." This is a model of teshuvah that doesn't require sackcloth and ashes, just humility and the courage to change direction. Redemption is built from truth, not perfection. Vayeshev teaches that destiny unfolds through chaos, jealousy, bad decisions, and inconvenient detours. But nothing is wasted. Every pit, every betrayal, every misunderstood dream becomes part of the architecture of the future. It's Hashem from his Torah whispering to us who are willing to hear that still small voice. Relax. Your messes aren't stronger than my plans. Thank you so much for watching the video or reading the blog post for this Parsha. I do appreciate your commitment in learning Torah and how it can benefit your life as we serve the Creator of all that is. Please like, subscribe, and share with others. You can find all my videos and teachings on Rumble, YouTube, Locals, Substack, and Blogger. Feel free to comment or contact me via email to shmu@startmail.com. Until next time, this is Shmuel ben Shlomi of Shmu's Views, wishing you a Shabbat Shalom.